Right, I think this evening, was great for the youngsters. Uh, the Messiah, I wish people would stop trying to judge him on every little thing he does. We won the group. We're in the last 16, we missed a round, and we've played some of our best youngsters in the side. With the injuries our defenders have got, this is a perfect opportunity for one or two of them to stake a place. Now, I've always been a fan of Baptiste and Longhello. I've watched as much youth and friendly stuff West Ham do to see how good are youngsters, because I love players coming through. Nobes, Collinson, my mind's not very good at the moment. Ward, the two lads at Crystal Palace now. Oh, it's one lad, sorry. But we've got Nobes, Rice, and Johnson at the moment. And I thought Coventry this season he'd be coming through in midfield, because he is very good. I watched his Irish performances. I've watched it when he was in loan games and stuff. I think, we let Cullen go. Now he stars at Ajax. I don't know if you can match the two, Premier League and Ajax, because of just, it's so fast, this game, and in the English Premier League. But to the game in hand, we lost 1-0 at home, but 50,000 turned out. And a great time. I loved it. I loved it at the beginning when the boys took the knee for 10 seconds or whatever it is, and everyone applauded. Massive. The other team, Eastern Europeans, stood up. They haven't got the fucking bottle, or they're now stand up for what is right. No one should go through shit because of the colour of their skin. It's madness, and it used to be common at football grounds all the time. I had to witness it. I had big problems with it back in the day, but it's gone now, thankfully, in England anyway. So yeah, we got Oggy Zuma out, and Johnson, who's will be shorter, but I don't think we'll see the other two till next season, which is gutting. So we're down to the Diop and Dawson. We can spread it out to a back five, like at the beginning of last season. We played the first half, 2/3, and 1/3 of the season with a back five. And Moyes did that the first time he came here to save us. Second time he came here to save us, I don't think he did a back five. But next season, when we finished 6th, we definitely started, because after 2 shitty games with Newcastle and which was awful performance. But then the Arsenal loss, we played well. It was giving us confidence. Then there was the COVID thing, and basically we were playing 5 at the back to sort of stem the tide of those 2 games. So that was, Masuaku and Cresswell playing that left centre back with Oggy and who was the other one? I can't remember. My memory's shit. So basically, we are low on defenders. Only 2 first teamers playing centre back. Like I say, Cresswell can come in if he gets back to fitness. I mean, it can't be too bad hitting a post, but compared to tearing a hamstring. So yeah, Masuaku on the left wing back, and Kufal on the right wing back. And that's if Cresswell's back. Then we can have the Dawson and Diop back five. But tonight, having seen a superb performance by the youngsters in our side, wasn't the greatest match. They won because they had just like an unbelievable goal, like Brighton in the 90th minute. That guy overhead kick, bingo, bam, nothing to keep can do. This guy's never going to do it again. Well, no Brighton player is going to do a goal like that for over 100 games minimum. I'd go sort of 200 games and not going to get another goal like that. It was, just one of those things. Their goal tonight, Dinamo Zagreb, was another one of those. You can't... Okay, the Brighton was a little bit different, but that one was also a problem. If Yarmolenko had done what he should do and pressurised the guy rather than let him take a free kick. I mean, the attitude players there near the scorer seem to be, he's only going to cross the ball in and we can deal with that. Fucking not. It's an awful mindset, but I really think that was down to Yarmolenko. But having a back having a back four with Baptiste and Elise in the middle, Longello on the left, and I'm gonna have to quick look at the other because my memory goes. We had Perkins up front, who I seem to think got lost a little bit at times. My mind is awful. Remembering shit after a drink. I'm sure I wrote down a team somewhere. This, Ashby. I've heard other people talking about Ashby. I ain't seen him play, but wow, he was superb. Same with Longello. Both our left and right flanks. Wing backs are sent the left and right back, but they bombed on. Longello looks so good. Looks like a young Arthur mixed with Cresswell. Real nice pace on him. Confident to take the ball forward and also get him back when he has to. It's just so good to see that from our youngsters. No fear. They come in, the whole back four youngsters, but they played together in the under-23s, which is great, and I think this is a good stepping stone, I hope, to at least two of those players get into the West Ham first team squad. I mean, before I'd always say Longello and Baptiste, but we need a left centre back, and we can't, our lack of defenders. We can do the five at the back if Cresswell comes back, but at the moment, we've got to have Elise. He can play left centre back, and that's something we need. Baptiste, I think, is a great defender, very young, but Oggy mentioned him in a couple of the friendlies, how good he was. And, if one person knows defensive centre-back playing, it's Oggy. So, that's props to him, but also props to Baptiste, to the superb performance by Baptiste and Lise. Brilliant. And as I say, I imagine I'd like to see all four of them in the match day team. Or at least, they have sort of 21, 22 players. It's the squad for a match, and they cut it down to, 10 million substitutes now. And it's still 11 on the pitch, but ridiculous amounts of substitutes. So that can give the boys there, and I think that they all had the potential to be a first team player from now. Definitely I'd play one of them in the cup game. I mean, we've got no Cresswell, we've got no Johnson. I don't want Masuaku at left back. He doesn't have the defensive mindset. He was a winger, left-sided player when we bought him. And he's just not a left back in the same way Antonio was not a right back. It's just, what's the word? It's trying to put squares in round holes. It was ridiculous, Antonio was a great winger who scored goals. I haven't actually seen that. He used to jump so high to get his head on the ball to score. And I've got no problem with his performances. Not as great maybe as before, but he's still getting assists. He's still pulling the line. I read comments by people, because I watched the match back again against Chelsea, and I was looking at comments just on Patreon, and I thought, Patreon isn't Twitter. Twitter's full of teenage idiots talking rubbish. But then, on Patreon, the moment the team was announced by X, it was like, oh no, this is terrible, oh God, we're gonna die, what's Moyes doing, I don't know, we've lost 2 games, drawn 1, we lost to Man City away, really, losing by 1 goal in 40 games, such a step forward. Man City with 5-0. They would knock us over 6-0. Be lucky to get a goal. Now we can take them on. I mean, Johnson played them twice at left back in his earliest performance for us, and it was superb. It was so... The boy's excellent. He's so talented, Johnson, because he's both-footed. He can play left, he can play right. There's no problem there. But he's out. So, do we want to use Fredericks and push Kufal to the left, or Fredericks, who can't play? I mean, those two can't really play left back. They can. Kufal's a lot better. Fredericks, he's got that lovely pace, but look at Longello. The pace he had, speeding on that left wing, and not just running into players, going past players and making the passes out to other players, to the forward. He gets us kind of similar to the way when Declan has that. He sees what he can do, and then he just bolts forward. I mean, looks like a stallion to me when he runs. Such confidence, such ease on the ball. Just being able to go past players like they weren't there. He's amazing. But we all know that. We all know how good Deck is. And we just got to... We can't put him at centre-back. That's why I was thinking. We can't play him at centre-back. But it is a waste of the most dynamic player in our squad. Putting Rice back as centre-back. I mean, filling in against Chelsea as a centre-back, fair enough, because we had no choice there. But get Baptiste, or at least say on the bench. So if either of Diop or Dawson get a knock or something, we got players who can come on and we know they can play. We know, we've seen them. I've seen them, I'm sure a lot of you, probably no one's watching this, but hey, there you go. So, you know, I don't be negative, people. We are at the promised land. We're in Europe. We're fourth in the league. Quarter-finals of the League Cup. Beating the two Manchester clubs who have held that cup for the last 1,000 years. Knocking them out. Spuds in the semis, and even with injuries, you should knock them over. They really aren't much for a team. I mean, you know, we play, our squad is worth monetary wise, bargains compared to what Tottenham, Arsenal, and the other lot pay for players and their wages. I mean, it's not just, you know, Grealish went to Man City to play, you know, for a top team, but the wages he'll be on is crazy. You know, he's probably on 300,000 a week, which is mad. That's why we have to have Rice tied down to a contract. I thought Ariola had a good game. Nobes is always great. So good to play with youngsters. Great, you know, he was playing further back, I think, than Kral, it seemed. But Kral looked good. You know, and Moyes said we brought him not as a first choice, but a backup and to see how he does. We have him on loan. I hope he makes the grade. Vlasic, second most. We spent a lot on him, a lot of money on him, and it was kind of like we needed a replacement for Lingard. Even though, like, half when Lingard came, we were halfway through the season, and we were playing great, but where Masuaku got injured, we had Johnson playing left wing back, and to be honest, I don't think that was a good place for him to be. He was making mistakes, giving the ball away. You know, he's better as a left back, a right back, not as a wing back. It's just, I think it's too much, putting too much on for a young lad's head. You know, trying to, because he knows how he has to play as a left wing back, and it's hard. It's hard. He got a goal playing in that position, but the amount of times he gave the ball away, it wasn't nice to see. And I just want us fans, and I'm part of the Patreon, and they're starting to sound like Twitter. I want us to be happy. Where we are is amazing. What Moyes has done, he is the Moyes. Astounding. Saving us twice, getting us into Europe. We're in fourth place on merit. Because he's such a good manager. He's organised us. He's got us. Souček. People have been going on about Souček. It's just because he hasn't been scoring the goals. He runs. No one has run as far as Souček in the Premier League this season. And people are saying should drop him because he hasn't been getting the goals as much, but He's had a couple of goals, which were knocked off offside. He's got in a lot of headers. I think he's playing superbly. You know, Rice, because Rice is moving further forward a lot of the time than Souček. So he has to sit back. You can't have both our centre midfielders bombing for... Well, you can, but it's just going to leave a bit of empty space. Unless we have the three at the back with three centre-backs. And I know Cresswell can play there, but I like us with four at the back. It gives us more attacking options. Look, I mean, five at the back works for me. Masuaku and Kufau. Cresswell, Dawson, I've said this already. I'm fine with that. It cuts us down to three forwards, but like Chelsea, Antonio, Bowen, and Lanzini coming in and having a blinder. I never thought we'd see Lanzini back to that height. The way he plays. It's wonderful to have him back like that. It's just so good. It gives us another option. We know we can trust him against the champions of Europe. He was excellent. So good. How he took that penalty, the calmness when he's got, Reece James giving him shit in his ear. I know Nobes used to do that to the opposition, and it never really works. I think just let them. The pressure is on the penalty taker. Enough. You don't have to say anything. Go to the right, go to the left. You're gonna miss whatever. The pressure's there on the penalty, and with Nobes, we have the confidence if he gets one, because his record is just like the best in Europe. The goals, he's missed three penalties. Well, not missed, but saved. And I say three because the fourth one, he put the ball away on a rebound, which is good. I do think sometimes he's kind of ridden his luck a bit on the penalties, but he's done it. I mean, he's not Tonka, he's not going to, or Dix, he's not going to smash them as hard as fucking possible so the keeper won't save it. But, Nobes has got the balls to take it. He never practices them, he just decides to come up, puts them up. And I'd like to see the penalties put up high. Like Lanzini, superb goal. 2-1 down. Bollocks, sorry. 1-0 down. Bowen, superb. So much running, so much quality in that boy. And then you don't know who was. I expected Declan to be taking a penalty because he was a penalty taker, but doesn't seem to be number one. It seems to be whoever's on the pitch is confident enough to step up and know they're going to score, which I don't know if Deck has. I don't know, but Lanzini, he has that. We know from how he used to play how good he is. And he's, like I say, he's not the same player, but just such a terrible injury. And it took him a long time coming back, and we know Moyes liked him, because when he saved us the first time, we were playing he put in the five at the back, with the Masuaku on one side, and on the other side, the little Argentinian dude, Zabaleta, on the right wing back. And we had Nobes and not sure who else, but he played Rice at, we was three at the back. It was Cresswell, Rice, and Oggy, or Collins. Depends, but he was the first one. Moyes was the first manager to give Rice a run in the team and kept him there. This is a centre back. You see, that's why Rice loves Moyes. That's why I don't see Rice leaving West Ham when Moyes is here. Because as long as you back Moyes with a bit of money, he's going to have to get a centre-back in the transfer when we were looking really for a forward. But like you said, in summertime, they just couldn't find the right player. And we don't want to get another wrong player as our forward. We need someone who wants to play, who loves to play. And that's what we have as a team. And we can ride this out, losing 3 of our back 4. We can rise it out because we got Baptiste, Elise, Longelo, and my brain's gone again. But come on, we've got to be positive. It was a bit of a dead rubber, and it was great to see our youngsters play. Perkins was a bit out of his depth because there wasn't enough people near him to help, but it was okay. Wasn't an Antonio. Criticism Antonio gets is just so stupid. I have rewatched games where he's been criticised, and he's always there. He's always there, up hustling to get the ball. Man City, what they did to Antonio was just foul him. When he turned them, and there's just this open space behind the Man City defence because they're so confident, they just fouled him. Each time, take a yellow card. Stop the attack. Because against Liverpool, they didn't stop the attacks. Bowen cut through. Fornells cut through. Antonio cut through. I don't like fouls like that, but it goes on. As long as someone doesn't dive, I'm fine. With a professional foul, I suppose, get someone on a yellow card, they have to think. Can't get another one. And like a Mad Dog was saying, someone had a yellow card, trick him off. Because it's better to swap him for maybe even a slightly inferior player, but they're not going to get sent off. They're not going to get a second yellow because they come in fresh. It's, it's a good mindset to have. Mad Dog's superb. His managing record is good, I think. He's really done stuff with teams. Anyway, I'm just going on and on as per usual. I don't know if anyone's going to bother. Doesn't matter. I love West Ham. They're my team. They always have been my team. Have been my team since before the 1980 FA Cup. But the rejects, blowing bubbles, Trevor Brookin, Devo, Martin, Bonds. We have such a rich history, and I want us back to that rich history, and we are getting back to that rich history. Redknapp had a lot of money to spend when he got 5th, and he didn't even get that higher points. But, 5th is the highest in the Premier League, and if we can get that or 4th, it'd be astounding. We just gotta hope, when Leicester won the title, I'm not going to say we were going to win the title, but they had so few injuries. They played like 15 players, really. They didn't have to dig into the reserves, into the not as big. But look at Dawson, he seemed like a washed up player, relegated twice. Although Fabianski was relegated twice as well. And Yeah, Alessi's, I think, a better shot stopper, but Fab, he has the better. He's better with aerial balls. He's a bit more commanding in the area. He can release the ball fast. He's good at that. So, anyway, wonderful to see the kids come out for us. And as I say, I hope so much they're on the bench because we're going to need them. We really are. No Cresswell. No Johnson. Who's going to play left back? We have an option now with Longello. Who's going to play left centre back? We've got Alesse. And we've got Baptiste. It's looking good. We're still looking good after injuries to our two number one centre backs. We are West Ham. We are massive. And with that, Rens! Kiss the badge. They're everything. They are the greatest. West Ham are massive everywhere we go. Every fucking where we go, we're massive. Even if we lose a game, it doesn't matter because we'll win the next one. Because we got a squad dynamic. We got team plays for each other, plays for the manager, and let it carry on and don't bitch for people. Just look at where we are. Last time we were in a similar position, I probably a year or two. Redknapp was the last time we had decent seasons, but Moyes is just something else. It's something else. I was happy with him first time. I would have kept him on, but Pellegrini, you can understand. He's won the Premier League. You know, Moyes has done well with Everton. And even at Man United, he got them to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And that's the furthest Man United have ever got. You know, he's the most successful European Manchester United manager, even though he's only in the job for, 9 months. I mean, it's the way. It doesn't matter. We got him, we got the players we love our team, and now the London Stadium feels like home. Winning well. I love the way we play, I love it. I gotta stop. Goodbye if you're around.